Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
So it's going to be a little bit more of a spoiler-filled atmosphere here, so if you don't want any spoilers, you can definitely go ahead and tune out, although I think the spoilers are going to be very, very minor. I don't feel like that I'm going to blow any of the plot points. I'm not going to tell you anything you don't know, but there may be some small things that you don't want to see, so just be aware of that. So my thoughts about Season 0 were pretty positive. I had a very good time, although I don't like playing the same game over and over and over again, so by the end I'm dragging a little bit. I'm like, okay, let's go through these motions, let's get this done. I didn't like the aspect that you could partially succeed for the month. If you did, like, there was 2 objectives, and you did 1, it was adequate, and you moved on. I didn't really like that. I wanted to finish some of those objectives that we didn't get to go to, because sometimes it's really difficult to juggle all that, and I wanted to go back and do that. I did like the branching path. So when the game starts, you disguise yourself, you get an alias, and you already know from the very beginning, this is not a spoiler, that there's going to be 3 aliases that you're going to get, and you're going to be going down these branching paths. So I'm not going to give away any storyline things here, so not big spoilers. So when you still play it, you're going to have all the surprises intact. Don't worry. But you do have branching paths, and I looked at both of those paths sometimes during the game, be like, hey, what would happen if we had done this? Especially towards the end, wasn't a whole lot of differences. So I don't know. I haven't played it multiple times, but it didn't appear to be huge things, although some of the storylines we were doing were very dramatic. I mean, things like, okay, XYZ is going to happen, you're like, wow, oh, didn't see that coming. So, a little bit of anticipation of the story. I felt like the story was very good. I wish they would tell it more through the app. At the beginning, there was a debriefing with the app. I wish that would have carried on with the rest of the debriefings. That was really neat. I really liked how that immersion was there. And I feel like this game would benefit from having app integration a little bit more. But I know some people don't like that, and they're old stodgies about it. But I felt like that immersion would have been to keep that app immersion going. Would have been a really big positive for us. Would have been helped to have some of the reading been taken over by the app, so we could have the different voice actors and stuff. I thought that would have been really cool, and I think it was lacking in this one, especially when you started out with it and you didn't have it the rest. I think it was more noticeable than maybe not having it at all. So a little bit of a thing, but the Diverging Stories was really fun. Some of the personality tests that you took, it was as a group, so what we would do is everybody would just vote with a number, and then we'd take the average. But it was kind of hard sometimes when it wasn't exactly, so then we'd have to, 3 or 4, where I think it might have been more fun to everybody take their own personality test for their character, because it almost felt like the game was treating us as one character when we were actually 4 different characters on the board. So that was a little bit of a push and pull there, but I understood they had to do that because of storyline reasons, because we're all going down the same path of the story. But I could see something in the future where everybody has their own divergent story. Maybe you're trying to help out player X and you're trying to help out player Y as you're going through. I think that could get very complicated, but it'd be a very cool idea to have in integration. So, didn't really like Season 2 very much of Pandemic Legacy. It was okay. I played through it twice, but it just didn't really pull me in. Season 1 was really good. I felt like this picked up where that left off. I really like the storyline in this. I can't wait for them to use more immersive technology to get me into the game a little bit more. I like disguises and being able to dress up. That was a hoot. We had a really good time with that. And we had made some very memorable characters at the end. At the end of the game, it's a legacy game, so we're ripping things up and we're not keeping it. So I have this box of stuff. I don't really feel guilty about paying the money. 50, 60, 70 bucks, whatever I paid for the game. We had a really good experience, played the game, 14, 15 times. I'm very happy with that. I got my monies out of it. But I do feel a little guilty about throwing this stuff away. What do I do with it? Some of the components might be good upgrades for other games. Maybe. So I might keep the cubes and stuff, and I really don't know what to do with it, but some of it's like the Alias books and I feel like I have memories associated with them, so I might want to keep those. With Season 1, I made a shadow box, which we hang on the wall of me and my wife who played it. I played that one 2 or 3 times through, so the first time I played through with just my wife, we made a shadow box. It's our first Legacy game, and I really enjoy having that. I don't really think I need to do that with this one. But where does it rank with other Legacy games? I mean, it's right up there with Clank. This is one of the better ones. This is one of the primo ones. Season 2 would be far down for me. Charterstone's really far down. It wasn't very good. So this one really holds up pretty well. We had a good time. We enjoyed it. Drags a little bit at the end. I was ready for it to be done, even though there's big story moments at the end were mind-blowing. I really wanted the story to come out as we're chugging through and progressing through the storylines. This one really did a great job. Happy with it. One I can easily recommend. Could you start here as your first Legacy game? Absolutely. I don't think you need any information from the first 2 to really jump into this, although when things were started popping up, there were some Easter eggs But it's almost like, I don't know if it was better to play through this and see those Easter eggs later. Oh, I remember that from Season 0. Or is it better to go play 1 and 2, go, oh, yeah, that's hidden in here. So it goes both ways, I think. So I think you can definitely start here. For us, it was a plus. We liked it. I can easily recommend it. Pandemic Legacy Season 0, 2 thumbs up.